This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. You look quite like sweet actually there. A little smile on your face. You've just been horrible to me, but you look quite harmless.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thanks.
How are you, Frank?
I'm good. I'm sweet and cute and happy. How are you?
All right, mate. You've just been tearing into me.
Only a little bit. I know people get wound up about talking about your outfits, but you are literally wearing one of the worst outfits I've ever seen. Like, there's no question, really. I don't know what's going. Apart from the Skepta trainers,
which you didn't know were Skeptas, but now you have a bit of respect for.
Yeah, I mean, I realised when it said the SK on there. Yeah. I don't.
Could you pull off the SK trainers?
Not really. I'm wearing a pair of golf shoes inside. Jeez. But yeah, we'll stop talking about your outfit because people get upset about it.
But that's the fun part.
Is that it? That's the fun part over.
That's the only reason I come to
Perfect.
Alycia Baumgardner. It's a bit of a homecoming for her. It's a very cool venue, by the way. Excited this Saturday night. She has an opportunity to she's expected to win, but it's the only loss that she's faced as a professional. Happy to be here?
Yeah, really happy. Great to be, the Masonic Temple on Saturday. It's a tremendous venue, as I say, nice and intimate as well. And it's going to be a great homecoming for her. She's been on a great run of tremendous performances, and really sort of cemented her name in the sport now. And I think this is the time to kick on. We're going to have a sold-out crowd in there on Saturday, and a brilliant fight. But look, it's not a foregone conclusion. This fight, Christina's a tough fighter. Obviously, as you say, she's the only person she's been defeated by, so there's a lot riding on this fight, and fair play to Alycia for taking this because it's a decent test.
Quite exciting in the fact that the big one that everyone's talking about, Andy Cruz, makes his professional debut. You were DMing him for a long time, and Eddie thought you were speaking to a catfish because he wasn't even verified on Instagram. How happy are you to bring this man's career to fruition? I know it's also quite difficult for him. He's had to leave Cuba. His family are back home. He doesn't know when he's going to see them again. A real story that boxing fans can get involved in.
Yeah, look, I'll be really happy on Saturday when the right Andy Cruz gets in the ring. Like I say, when he turned up in Mexico, I was like, is it the right person? Is it Andy Cruz going to turn up? Is it a random Andy Cruz I've been talking to? But excited to get going, and it's going to be a fun journey with him because he wants to move quickly. He's fighting in a 10-rounder title fight in his first fight. I think in 3 or 4 fights he'll be aiming to fight for a world title. He's a special talent, and he's got a huge future. So looking forward to the start of that on Saturday, and some big nights to come with him. And he's someone we can really get behind. He's got that huge following from the hardcore boxing fans, but now we have to build him up to the broader audience as well. And he's got the story, as you say. So it's an easy one to tell.
Close to home for Jermaine Franklin. He returns. What a year this man's had.
Yeah, look, coming off the back of 2 fights against Dillian, Whyte and Anthony Joshua, he's really built a massive name for himself. I'm glad that he's got back out home, in a hometown fight, late replacement of opponent, but a decent opponent. 17-0, I think he was in the Mexican Olympic or national team, but 17-0 undefeated. And Jermaine wants a big performance here because he can step on into one of the big fights, coming off the back of the names he's been in against. And, he gave Dillian a tough test. Obviously the AJ fight was... he stayed in there. A lot of people were thinking AJ was going to go in there and take him out, but he's a tough fighter, and I think he's got some massive opportunity and some big fights off the back of this.
Frank, Tyson Fury fights Francis Ngannou in what seems to be an exhibition. We know that the WBC won't be sanctioning the fight. The WBC have come out and that they've said that they're the reason that they're allowing him to bypass and have this fight is because there was no one else to fight. He tried to make the Usyk fight, he tried to make the Joshua fight, but they weren't up for it. Your thoughts on all of this?
I don't mind, if taking it in parts, Fury-Ngannou, I think, look, he's going to get paid a load of money. Fair play to it. Everyone deserves to make their money, So, that's what it's all about. And a lot of people are going to watch it. So that fight itself is what it is. We've seen it. It's happened for years and years. It will continue to happen. So, it's not really surprising. I think the WBC thing's a little bit different because it's that's not really how it works, is it? It's not just like, he didn't want to fight me, and he didn't want to fight me, and he didn't want to fight me. So, look, I think it's important to keep the belts active in all of the divisions. And I think in a case like this, you should be defending your... If you're a world champion, you should be defending your world title, especially at the pinnacle of the heavyweight of the sport. But look, I'm not going to talk badly about, like, Fury-Ngannou. A lot of people are going to watch it. He's getting paid a load of money, so, like, you know, fair play to him. Like I say, everyone would go and do it if they were in Tyson Fury's position. The WBC thing's a bit different because it's like he should be defending his world title.
Boxing fans aren't massively impressed. They're not massively impressed at most things. Do you think it could be taken a little bit more seriously by them if it was 12 threes for the WBC title? The fact that it's 10 rounds, like, does that not make a difference?
I don't think it makes any difference whatsoever. I think what they're not impressed about is the fact the best boxer in the world is going in there against someone who's never boxed. But you know, it is what it is. They're not going to be at 2 extra rounds of 3 minutes and a belt on the line. Doesn't make any difference, in my opinion, anyway. But like I say, if everyone was in his position and was making as much money as he's making to fight Francis Ngannou, you'd do it, wouldn't you? Like, you'd do it, I'd do it. Because why would you not? Why would you turn down an absolute fortune to fight someone who's never actually boxed before? Don't get me wrong, Francis Ngannou, a very tough man, but it's 2 different sports, isn't it? Just like if it was in a cage and Francis Ngannou was kicking him in the head, I'm sure it would be different, you know. But yeah, it is what it is.
Team Usyk are saying that they have something on Tyson Fury that would end his career. They're obviously not very happy by him, the WBC ruling, etc. What do you make of those comments and just how the whole thing's unfolded to both parties?
I believe he doesn't want to fight Usyk. You know, that's the reality of it, because he would have taken the huge offers that were on the table to fight Alexander Usyk. So, you know, one thing about the names, you know, Usyk, AJ, well, they all want to fight each other, and respect for that. You know, they're not trying to shy away from each other. I don't know what they have on him. I don't know. That's for them. I'm sure eventually it will come out. I actually don't see the Usyk Fury fight now happening, ever. But I see, you know, Usyk's got his mandatory against Daniel Dubois, then he's got a mandatory against Filip Hrgovic as well, for the IBF.
On the Wilder card?
Possibly, yeah. But that's the plan, you know. Usyk wants to fight anyone and everybody, so, you know, it's definitely not Usyk shying away from anything. But I just don't see him fighting. I don't know. It's all very strange, if I'm honest. Like, he got offered a load of money to fight Alexander Usyk, and he's gone a different route. But like I say, I'm not questioning why he's doing the Ngannou thing, because I completely get it. I would, if I was in the same position and could get paid a fortune to go and do something against someone who's inexperienced, then you'd do that, wouldn't you?
Not that my opinion matters. Yours clearly does, because people click on for it. But I tweeted, I said I don't really mind the fight. People obviously very unhappy with that. Frank Warren came out and said that there was no one else to fight. A lot of people picked the WBC rankings and were like, well, there's another 13 people you could fight realistically. What do you make of those comments?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That there's no one. Of course, there's someone to fight. You know, and you do have to look at the fact of why would no one take the fight. You know, like, we make fights every week because are they being too greedy? Are they making it fair for the other side? You know, I know it's hard work to make fights. We do, like I say, we do it every week, but you can't say no one else out there to fight. There's loads of people out there to fight. But the reality is with Tyson Fury is, against quite a few of those names in there, it doesn't have the same commercial draw or interest to give Tyson Fury and Frank Warren and everyone enough money to do it. That's just the reality of it, hence why they've gone down this route. So it's not, there's no one else to fight. There's no other options for him to fight to make a load of money, because he's not a big enough draw on his own. He's a huge draw, but not necessarily on his own against one of a few of those names in the rankings.
Joshua Whyte over the line. We know that you've been very optimistic on pay-per-view numbers. How excited are you to have that over the line? I know the sort of gut instinct was that it probably wouldn't happen. Dillian's also come out and said that Matchroom have got AJ's balls in their mouth and that Eddie's a bit of a pussy when it comes to being around AJ, but still quite amicable. He said that he wasn't really happy with the offer, but he's a fighting man, and that's why he took it. Your thoughts?
I don't think we got his balls in our mouth. Big, I think they're quite big, and I don't think my mouth big. It was a joke, obviously, wasn't it? You know. Yeah. What? His balls are quite big. Yeah.
No.
What?
Look at fucking Colin getting involved, moderating our interview.
Yeah. But why can't you say that?
Oh, you're right. Dogs a bit.
Why?
He just said AJ's balls are quite big.
Yeah. It's a joke, isn't it? Right, can we get on with this interview? Sorry, I forgot. I've just got his balls on my mind now, obviously.
His comments getting the fight over the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to get the fight over the line. It's a massive fight. It's a brilliant fight. We saw that it sold out in just 2 or 3 days on sale. Why are you laughing, mate?
You're laughing.
No, you're laughing. You're making me laugh. Sold out 2 or 3 days ago on sale, just straight away on general sale. We knew how big the fight was. There's a lot of history between the two of them, and it is the best fight out there, to be made. 100%. You look at all the names, the potential names, it's the best fight out there. When it comes to AJ, look, AJ's been a part of our business since day one. He's been a brilliant person to work with, and obviously has been a massive part of our business. So yes, we have a very close relationship with AJ, and will continue to do so all the way through to his retirement and beyond. We've obviously worked with Dillian for a long, long time as well, but AJ has been the person that's always been there from day one. So yeah, we have a close relationship with him. In terms of value, I think it's about the right setup between the two of them, if I'm honest. I'm not going to go into detail of numbers, etc., but I think... How?
You said that you think it does up to...
No, I'm talking about, in terms of he's saying about his value, for example. I'm saying on that side of things, I think it's the right setup. But yeah, it's a brilliant fight. Looking forward to it. August 12th. Mate, calm down, Colin. Colin's a bit upset about how long you've been interviewing me for.
Finally,
the ball's
from
in
me.
your court.
It's nice to actually not me have been mugged off in front of him be mugged off.
Way, right?
My man. Calla Sowland has come out and said that they are currently in the process of putting the Callum Smith fight on.
Callum Smith.
Liam Smith, banter. The fight with Conor isn't on the table right now. Until his hearing is done, he can't do anything. He isn't going to hedge his bets and put Eubank's career on hold because of a what-if that Matchroom are giving. The thing that he's most looking forward to is this chapter coming to an end.
Sounds good.
Looks like it's not Eubank Benn then next.
Who knows, mate? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't get involved.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do.
He's got to focus on what's right for his client, obviously, in Chris Eubank, and we got to do what's right for Conor Benn. And we're focused on Conor Benn's situation being resolved very soon, and we'll make the best possible fight for Conor Benn.
What's Conor's next fight in your gut instinct?
Exhibition against no.
Anti-Joshua Forbes.
Yeah, that wasn't funny. That was a bit try-hard, that was. Yeah, it was. There's loads of big fights out there to be made for Conor Benn. So many big fights.
Feeling next fight.
Gut feeling it's going to be a massive fight. There you go. No, but...
So from 2 weeks ago where your gut feeling was that it was going to be Eubank Jr., it's no longer your gut feeling?
It might be my gut feeling, I'm just not telling you. Does that work?
Conor's UCAD hearing is this week. You know anything?
Don't know anything. Wait and see. If you knew anything, it would be out there. If I knew anything, it would be out there. So hopefully news very soon, though.
Frank, thank you very much for your time.
Charles, thank you very much for your time.